Hi, I'm Katie, and we're celebrating National Friendship Day, and we're going to be making a stamped necklace. For National Friendship Day, we're going to be making a custom hand-stamped piece for my best friend. And I love this necklace because you can customize it, you can add little birthstone charms, you can do whatever you want. Let's go over some of the tools and materials we'll need for this project. You're going to need a set of metal stamps and a heavy hammer and bench block to work on. I love to have an enamel marker to darken the impressions and a cloth to wipe away. A chasing hammer is optional if you want to texturize your metal blanks. You're going to need metal blanks. And if you want to add charms, you'll need a head pin and a little charm. You need a jump ring, some chain, a metal hole punch, a round nose plier if you're adding a charm, flesh cutter, chain nose plier, and a flat nose plier. Now let's get started. These are the metal blanks that I'm going to use for the necklace. I'm going a little bit bigger this time, and I'm going to use the large oval in the back, the circle in the middle, and this cute copper one on the front. And first I'm going to be stamping letters, and then I will punch holes, texturize, and then darken the letters. So lay out your metal blanks in your design and get your stamps ready. Figure out what you want it to say, and then we can start stamping. Grab your bench block and your heavy hammer, and I'm going to start with the front piece. And a little tip, if you are working on text straight across a blank, you can always grab a little piece of guiding tape, tape it to your bench block, and then stamp just above it if you need that extra help. I don't need that for this particular piece, but just wanted to mention that. So I'm gonna do a little symbol on the front. I'm gonna do a little heart. And these stamps are so fun. You have all capital letters and some symbols. You do the little heart. And these are made by Impress Art. These are fabulous. So when you use these, you make sure that the logo is facing you, and then you know you'll stamp correctly. So go ahead and line it up where you want it on your blank. Hold your hand very still and hit it. And if you really want to get a good impression, rock it without picking it up, rock it around and tap it a little bit more. And so now you have a cute little heart. So now we'll go to the next blank. I'm gonna go ahead and punch my hole in it with my metal punch since this one didn't have a hole. I want it to line up with that one, so it's about a 1/16 of an inch in from the edge. And stack your one up here. On the middle metal blank, I'm gonna stamp BFF. So I have my two stamps pulled, and I'm gonna start from left to right. And I'm just gonna eyeball it. I'm gonna start with a B. B, F, F, BFF. So now I'm gonna grab my third blank and go ahead and punch a hole in it as well. Make sure all your holes are lined up. And if there's a little piece on the back, just pull that off. So now I'm gonna line them back up. And choose my last segment of stamping. I grabbed a second set of stamps. I'm gonna do this row in lowercase. So I'm gonna stamp the initials KCKS because those are our initials, and believe it or not, her name is Katy too. We met in 2nd grade when she moved here from Alabama. And the rest is history. And in between our initials, I'm gonna do a little fun symbol. I'm gonna do a star. Before we do the enamel marker, I wanted to mention that you can always texturize your metal blanks with a bench block and the ball peen side of your chasing hammer. And to do that, you just put it on your bench block. And you can lightly tap the side and it gives it a little bit of texture. So I'm just gonna do a little bit on this silver one real quick. Another fun thing to do to these is if you have a flat file, you can draw textures onto your metal blank. Also, you can use the letter stamps as pattern makers. So you could use the letter I and use it as a design tool. But I'm done now, so I'm gonna do the enamel marker. This is a great tool to have. And it's basically just a stamp enamel marker. It's black. And it comes with an extra tip in the side so that if you ever need to switch them out, you can. So shake it up real good. And when you get it, it will come completely white and you just have to charge it by pressing it to paper and letting it bleed through. But all I'm gonna do is press down on all of those stamped areas, create sort of a little bit of a puddle, not much. And I'm gonna let that dry for just about a minute. Okay, let's see how these turned out. I'm just gonna wipe it away. And it looks great. You can also use just a paper towel to do this part if you don't have a little cloth. But look how much better that looks with a little bit of dimension. Everything's gonna stand out a lot more. And if you need to, you can always go back in and redefine it a little bit more if you need to. And I think I'm actually gonna fill in the ring around the heart as well, real quick. Now we're going to use our jump ring to attach everything together. And to open a jump ring, you hold it with your plier, with your flat nose or chain nose plier with the opening facing up. Grab the other side with your other plier and twist open. Then slide on your back piece, your middle piece, and your front piece. And then your chain. And then twist back together. So now you are finished. Okay, so let's go over the materials and tools that you will need for this project one more time. You're gonna need some metal stamps and a heavy hammer and a bench block. You'll need a chasing hammer if you want to do texturizing, and a metal hole punch if your blanks do not have holes, a chain nose and a flat nose plier. If you want to add a charm, you'll need a flush cutter and a round nose plier. I didn't add a charm in this one, but you can if you want. And then of course you'll need your stamp enamel marker and a cloth. So you'll also need a chain, metal blanks, a jump ring, and your best friend. If you need to pick up any of the tools or supplies we used today, check out the links below in the description. Have you ever made jewelry for your best friend? Let us know in the comments below. And while you're there, don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring that bell. So now that you know how to make a stamped friendship necklace, you can say, I made this.